Now, our next guest has kept us on the edge of seats in dramas like Line of Duty and Broadchurch. She's made us laugh in sitcoms like 2 Pints of Lager and a Packet of Crisps, and even helped justice be served in the role of Mr Bates versus the Post Office.
But now Will Mellor is back to take on real-life corrupt coppers in the new series of Cops Gone Bad. Let's take a look. And Will joins us now. That looks like powerful stuff. I mean, how did you find working on that?
Yeah, some of it is really tough. I mean, you take it on with you, especially the cases that involve children. And there was one I did, it was out on Monday. Adam Proven was a police officer, and the young girl was Lauren Taylor. And because she was 16, when I saw her interview, when she was brave enough to come forward and speak about what he did to her, it killed me, because I could just see my daughter in that situation. And so, you know, this show is about... every episode is a different police officer who's committed a horrendous crime, and I try and unpack that by how did they try and get away with it? Should they have been a cop in the first place? Were there any red flags that were missed? And what are they doing in the future to prevent bad eggs slipping through the net?
Yeah. That's quite a gear change for you, isn't it? Because you're a great actor, but you wear your craft quite lightly on your shoulders.
Yeah.
You're quite a positive person. This is pretty heavy stuff you're getting into.
It is, but do you know what? I think what's important for me, especially at this stage of my life and my career, is I do things that I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
That what I've got something I want to say, and with this show, I want to ask the questions that the people at home want to ask. Because I'm not you guys, I'm not a presenter, but what I am is a person that is passionate about this subject matter, and I want to see if these differences can be made, positive difference. What did we learn from Wayne Couzens? What did we learn from David Carrick? You know, what changes have been made? And you know what you'll see in this series, there were so many red flags and so many opportunities that these people shouldn't have been police officers in the first place, and things were missed. And remember, we're talking about a very small percentage of the police.
This is it, you don't want to bash the police.
No, we're not bashing the police. Listen, I say to my kids, if you're in any problems, go to the police.
Yeah.
What I want to do is try and rebuild that trust. And I think by doing that, it might be funding, getting more bobbies on the street. But
do you think
awareness
we
is
have
key.
lost trust in the police at the moment as a society?
Well, listen, every time these cases come out, I've spoke to police officers, I talked to ex-murder detective Howard Groves in this, and they hate it when this comes out, because they all get tarred with the same brush, and you've got to be intelligent enough to know we're talking about a very, very minute percentage of the police, but with the power of that badge, one is too many. And the questions I'm asking as well is, I speak to a psychologist, is, are people attracted, narcissists, control freaks, attracted to becoming a police officer so they can get away with it, which we found out is true, but also, do people get a bit power hungry, a bit power greedy with the badge, and they go, I can get away with what I want, you know?
Yeah.
Basically, what we're trying to do is, what changes are being made to prevent it happening in the future, because if we stop talking about it, nothing will happen.
Yeah, but it's that abuse of power, isn't it? It's almost the hiding in plain sight.
Abuse of trust as well. You trust the police, and we want to be able to trust the police. And I'm saying to any children out there or any kids that are watching, I know it's half-term, trust the police. I'm talking about a very small minority here. But it's important that we put pressure on the vetting. And because we know from this series that when Wayne Couzens was arrested and charged, there was another guy who slipped through the net, and he had previous, and they still let him in, and then he went on to do these horrendous crimes, which you'll see in this series.
I'm hoping that this show really does have a positive impact. Everything that you do has a positive impact, but this in particular would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
Create conversations, keep it open for people to talk about, and try and make change that will be a positive impact, so we don't have more victims or survivors like Lauren Taylor and lots of other people in this. And also, you know, any doubt, don't let them in. Yeah. If there's a shadow of doubt, because that badge is too powerful. But like I'm saying here, it's a very small minority. The police do a fantastic job, and they go out and put their lives on the line for us. And I know that. We're not cop bashing here.
One of the things about your job that must be so wonderful is you find out about these different worlds. You play the cop twice.
Yep.
And you can go deep dive into this kind of thing. You're in Line of Duty, for example, which brings us to Mr Bates versus the Post Office. When you got that role, obviously we knew a little bit about it, but then did you find... Was it incredible for you how your eyes were kind of open to the scan?
I didn't even scratch the surface with what I thought I knew. And I think a lot of people thought they knew, but when you read it, it doesn't really jump off the page. What the Post Office sort of wrongly accused people, but when you saw what they did in our drama, which I was so privileged to play Lee Castleton in that, I mean, what an amazing cast and opportunity, but more importantly, we give these people a voice. They've been shouting from the rooftops, and no one was listening.
For a long time.
No one's. And it's like this. How do people sleep at night?
Yeah.
On that side of the fence in the Post Office, knowing that these were innocent people, sent them to prison. People killed themselves. It was horrendous. But the answer to your question is no, we didn't know, and we couldn't believe what we were reading when we were reading the scripts, going, this is true. It's a true story.
Yeah.
And that's why I went on to make the documentary, Surviving the Post Office, because I thought there's other people out there who haven't had their stories told, who are still wanting to put their case forward, and they need redress as well. So I made that documentary, and I think in our position, we have a responsibility sometimes, if you have a platform, to use it positively and do something good with it and try to give other people a voice.
Well, you are using that platform so well. Have you actually spoken to Lee? Because I know he's an OBE now.
Unbelievable. Yeah,
Have you spoken
I messaged
to
him when he got the award.
Did ya?
Do you know what was so nice? Because I was talking to him before I did the documentary, and obviously when I did Mr. Bates, the drama, that you could see how heavy it had weighed on him. You could see how much it had took out of him and his family. And when I spoke to him, he sounded lighter. I think he's had a bit of a payout, which is great, but also the award, it just seems like he can start putting it behind him now and getting on with the rest of his life. Yeah. And that's what's so important, but I have to keep putting the pressure on here. We can't let the fire go out. There's a lot of people out there that still need redress and not had their story told. And I still think there's people at that post office that need to be held accountable for what they did.
Let's have a quick chat about you and Ralph. Are you out? You doing podcast again?
Yeah, we're out. Season 5's out now. Every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, there's a Swift Half and I think What Will William Tell on a Wednesday. You can watch it on YouTube every Saturday. Season 5, great banter, great fun. If you like a laugh, it's like
this is
being
the
down
one
the pub
for
with
you.
your two mates. Well, yeah, I mean, listen, like we're talking about a serious subject matter here, but I think comedy's so important. You know, just lifting that little bit of weight. And I think, you know, some people are struggling at the moment, and we wanted to do something that was a little bit of fun, bit of banter. We talk about anything, everything, and we're going on tour in November called the November Nonsense Tour. We're going all over the UK and adding dates all the time, and we're actually at the Dominion in London in November. So
I want you to add some music to the show, though, because you're obviously an amazing singer. Maybe open the show with a song.
Cheers, thanks.
What do you reckon?
I'll write that down.
Just call me Alison, producer.
Ralph, you stand in the wings while I go on and do my thanks.
He'll love that.
I love to do more music. Like I said, at this stage in my life now, I just want to do things that I want to do that get me out of bed. Music is a massive thing for me, and I'd love to do that again at some point, but we'll see. But, you know, I really appreciate you having me on to talk about this because it's important.
Pleasure.
OK, Will, it's lovely to see you. Cops Gone Bad continues every Monday at 9 p.m. on the Crime and Investigation channel. Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.